Hi and welcome to Surplus Only. In this series we look at pieces of kit that you're going to find in the Soldier's Berg, and these pieces of kit are called the CMO, Complete Equipment Marching Order. Pieces of kit you're going to find translatable to your hobby perhaps, so it can be used for anything from wild camping, bit of fishing, but in this one we are going to look at another bivvy. We are going to look at the Mtp Bivvy. We've already looked at the DPM. This is size large, as was the DPM. I put both on the scales. They both came out at 800 grams for size large. So this is your bivvy bag, and the bivvy bag in Mtp here is a sleeping bag cover. It will keep the rain off, the wind off, all the inclement weather and dirt. You're going to pick these things up on, say, eBay for around £40 to £50, and again, shop around. You're going to get some of these pretty cheap depending on grade and condition. Okay, we just need to get a tape measure on it. I'll be measuring the foot box and the shoulders, then the length. But before we get to that, we can just unfurl it a little and have a look at the hood system. The hood comes through a draw toddle on cord there, and there's always different cords and cinch toddles on these, especially if you get them used second hand. So I've put this cord lock on. It's a double cord lock like that, and some have a different shaped one, but you can then tighten it up to get a very small breathing port or a head aperture that goes like that. This is very small. That would be a little breathing port if it's exceedingly cold. You can open it up a bit and have a face port. Open it up completely quite wide, and of course if you are a wider guy you're going to need the extra large. I'm 42-inch chest. I've opted for the extra large and that suits me just fine. I also use an extra large sleeping bag, but in case there's any difference between the measurements of my MTP to the DPM, I will measure it. So at the shoulders we're coming in at, I'll just get a tape measure on this, stretch it as wide as I can, about 46-inch, which is 1 metre. And let's measure the foot box while I'm here. I nearly said something else then. 25-inch, 61 centimetres. The length of the DPM offhand was 2.5 metres. I'm going to take my measurement from the very top of the hood. Just need to find 1 metre, and 1 metre is generally about 40 or 39.5 inch, give or take. Okay, there's 1, 2, and 2.5. 2.5 meters, exactly the same as the MTP to the DPM. And I don't know about the size regular. I assume it's only the shoulders that are different, and I assume it has the same length. So look out for the video featuring the olive drab, the OD, because that is size regular. So if you have a smaller frame, I would go for the regular. I think you're going to save some weight as well, and I don't know how much weight. That will need to go on scales, and you'll need to watch that particular video. But if you're going to order one, there's no try before you buy. So take this advice from me. Online, they're costing about £40 to £50 depending on grade and condition. Is it worth it? I think they're worth it every single day. Is there lighter on the market that are non-military? Well, I'm sure there are. Are they cheaper than this? I'm sure there are. But what you're guaranteed with this is a bomb-proof sleeping bag cover. An absolute classic, an absolute must. In the British Army, you leave your sleeping bag in your bivvy bag. and stuff it down the bottom of your Bergen. Everything else, like your warm kit, goes on top once it's all stuffed down like that. Night out fishing, where you've got a hobby that involves being under the stars and the sleeping bag, and you want to keep the dirt and wind off your sleeping bag. Invest in one of these. 50 quid, you're going to have it the rest of your life. It's an investment well worth considering. Doesn't take up that much room. I would certainly have one or two in my kit. Until next time, take care of yourself. I'll see you out there.